makes no difference to me what he does, what he thinks. I really could not care less. Because regardless, I can come out there, a couple of hot skips and a big right hand to his temple. You can prepare for that.
Sparring is the best thing to actually fighting. The stuff that we've been doing on the pads, on the bag, and what we've been talking about technically, we'll try all them things out in sparring, and that's what sparring really is.
Interesting to
Nigel Benn.
I think, to be honest with you, I mean, Conor's going up for 2 weight divisions. He's not fought anyone like the people that Eubank Jr has fought, at his own weight, let alone 2 weights above. So it'll be very interesting. But Conor has a huge self-belief and drive, to be honest with you. And that drive, like his dad, the Benn family. I've never seen a family with more drive and determination. So I think everything's pointing at Chris Eubank Jr. But I think I might have a sneaky few quid on Conor, to be honest with you. His drive and his confidence and his self-belief is something that I've only ever seen in a handful of people, and he's going to need that. And I think that might be
Conor Benn's upcoming clash with Chris Eubank Jr. carries the weight of one of boxing's most storied family rivalries. But many respected voices in the sport argue that Benn's blend of ferocity, speed, power, and relentless pressure will result in a decisive destruction of Eubank Jr.'s drive, stemming from a stalled career and personal injustices, combined with the mentorship of his father, Nigel Benn, and endorsements from boxing legends like Ricky Hatton, Tony Bellew, Liam Smith, and Adam Azim, paints a compelling picture of what could be a one-sided affair. Benn's conviction is built upon his hunger for redemption and a deep-seated belief that he must make a powerful statement in his return to the ring. After a suspension...
You know what, I'm a little bit torn at the minute, but I'll stick with what I've always said. I think Eubank beats him on points, but I won't be surprised if Conor wins. I think Eubank is firmly on the slide now, and I get stick for saying that. I also think 160 is here now. We started to mention it a few times, so that's why I bring Conor into it a little bit more. But like I said before, that being said, if Conor flattens Chris, I won't be surprised. I won't be like, wow, Conor's just knocked Chris out. And if Chris was the same to Conor, I won't be surprised, because Conor's been down, many times before, as a journeyman, less a punch than Chris, so I won't be surprised with the outcome, but I do think it's a close fight this time, man.
There's a lot on the line with pride.
The sort of fight they had, it was never that third fight, and it's a blessing that the Suns get to finish it off. Definitely fun family name for sure. Putting the Benn name back where it belongs. When I train, I just push myself. The sessions that look hard to you, the sessions that look hard to everybody else, I want to make it look as easy as I possibly can. I'm a savage. That's it. I'm not human.
Due to a positive clomiphene test in 2022, Benn has had time to reflect, refocus, and emerge as a fighter with a sharpened edge. His time away from the sport only stoked his fire, and he has spoken openly about feeling reborn in the gym, channeling frustration into an unstoppable determination to prove himself. Nigel Benn, a former world champion and key figure in the original Benn vs Eubank rivalry, has declared that his son's aim is not merely to win but to utterly dismantle Chris Eubank Jr. He is convinced that Conor's aggression, technical growth, and sheer willpower will be too much for Eubank Jr., and that a powerful, destructive performance awaits. Ricky Hatton, a boxing legend, points...
It was humorous in places, quite deep in other places as well, when Eubank was talking about his late brother and Raheem, the young son that he left behind. I have to say, very strong start by our ring comrade Rick Reno. He kind of set a hot pace there, didn't he? Came out of the blocks absolutely knees pumping there, Reno. He really did, and everybody else had to follow him.
I was thinking, this is a haggler. This can't go past 3 rounds.
But it was good, Sonny, wasn't it? There was plenty in there. Because with boxing's a really serious sport. We know what can happen in there. It's too serious to be too serious all the time. And that was an enjoyable press conference.
100%. And I think crazy to me that we're talking about Reno, someone that started a boxing website has now got a job somewhere else and is coming on giving the biggest promos in the world. It blows my mind. And whoever did pay him and encourage him to say that, there's probably 10,000 people in boxing that'll do a 10,000 times job.
Ben's superior speed, drive, and freshness as vital factors, adding that Eubank Jr.'s shorter rest after his January 2025 tune-up could be a disadvantage. Adam Azim echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that Benn's youthful energy and hunger will allow him to dictate the fight's pace, suffocating any attempts by Eubank Jr. to mount an offense. Hatton, meanwhile, noted that the weight-drained environment of middleweight may hinder Eubank Jr.'s ability to keep up with Benn's relentless pace, especially with the added pressure of a strict rehydration clause limiting Eubank's ability to recover fully. Tony Bellew, a renowned commentator, predicts that the first 6 rounds will belong to Benn. He believes that Benn's ability to close distance quickly and unleash powerful combinations will negate Eubank Jr.'s lateral movement and counter-punching. While Bellew acknowledges that Eubank Jr.'s size could become an issue later in the fight, he stresses that if Benn can capitalize on the early rounds, the fight will be over before the midway point. Liam Smith, the only fighter to halt Eubank Jr. professionally, has outlined a blueprint for Benn to follow. Smith's own victory over Eubank Jr. came by exploiting his occasional lapses in defense, especially when under sustained pressure. Smith has praised
got the experience at world level. You're going to have to say Chris Eubank Jr. He's fought Groves, he's fought Billy Joe Saunders, he's been in there and beat Arthur Abraham, James DeGale, former IBF super middleweight world champion. He beat him. So he's performed at a better level and proven that at a higher weight, he kind of belongs around the world, sort of the world level status, where Conor Benn hasn't done anything. He's done nothing. Make no mistake. Yes, he banged out Chris Algieri, who was a former champ, and he looked good doing it. But it was a way past his best, Chris Algieri. I was working the commentary team for him, alongside Roy Jones Jr. when Billy Joe Saunders fought Canelo Alvarez. And Chris was saying to me, I'm not in the gym, I'm not training, I'm not interested in boxing anymore. I'm going to concentrate on my punditry. About 6 months later, I'm seeing getting knocked out by Conor Benn. I thought, what is going on? Why do these fighters do it? Obviously, some of them need the
Benn's technical improvements, especially his jab and ability to cut off the ring, which will be key to replicating his own success against Eubank Jr. Though many experts believe Benn's aggressive style and tactical precision will give him the edge, some remain torn on the outcome. One such individual is Tony Bellew, who acknowledges the uncertainty of the match but still believes Eubank Jr. will emerge victorious on points. However, Bellew isn't completely ruling out the possibility of Benn pulling off an upset, noting that if Benn manages to flatten Eubank Jr., he wouldn't be shocked. The unpredictability of the fight only adds to the excitement surrounding this historic matchup. The fight's dynamics are further shaped by the stipulation of a smaller 18-foot ring, a request made by Benn's team to force the action and limit Eubank Jr.'s movement. This modification, designed to amplify Benn's high-octane fighting style, guarantees that the bout will unfold as a grueling, non-stop war, with Eubank Jr. unable to reset after absorbing Benn's relentless pressure. Benn's power is well documented, with a knockout rate of over 60%, and while his punches are often seen as power-driven, his volume punching is also a significant asset. This relentless assault could be too much for Eubank Jr. to handle, especially if Benn's onslaught is fully unleashed.
Back where it belongs. When I train, I just push myself. The sessions that look hard to you, the sessions that look hard to everybody else, I want to make it look as easy as I possibly can. I'm a savage. That's it. I'm not human.
I think you can be better than me. All I've got to do is typically when he takes a proper whack. That's it. Then you stand up, and you go forward, because I know you've got the grit.
Well, hopefully we don't find out anytime soon.
Mentally, Benn enters the fight with the weight of personal motivation on his shoulders, seeking redemption not only for himself but also to clear his name in the court of public opinion after his suspension. Despite taunts from Eubank Jr. regarding his doping past, Benn has maintained a calm and collected demeanor, promising an aggressive performance. This mental toughness, combined with his willingness to engage, will strain Eubank Jr.'s ability to impose his own strategy. The psychological edge is undoubtedly on Benn's side, adding to the anticipation of what could be a very different fight from their previous family rivalry. Tyson Fury, while supporting Eubank Jr. at 160 pounds, noted that the fight could go either way, depending on the weight class. With a strict 10-pound rehydration limit in place for Eubank Jr., the size difference between the two fighters becomes a significant factor. Eubank Jr. will be required to rehydrate carefully, and if he exceeds the weight limit, he could face financial penalties. Billy Joe Saunders, a former champion with a heated past against Eubank Jr., has also expressed confidence in Benn's ability to knock out his rival, citing Eubank Jr.'s age and decline as factors that will play into Benn's hands. Derek Chisora, while withholding a prediction, has noted the physical toll that both fighters may endure, especially considering Eubank Jr.'s significant weight cut. His assessment echoes the belief that whoever loses the fight may leave the ring in an ambulance, such as the brutal nature of the contest. In the final analysis, the match between Benn and Eubank Jr. represents not only a clash of two great fighters but the culmination of a bitter family rivalry that has been simmering for years. Both fighters have a point to prove, but with the combination of Benn's hunger, technical improvements, and psychological resolve, many insiders are predicting that the night will belong to him. If all goes according to plan, the fight on April 26 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium could be a brutal, definitive victory for Conor Benn.